So Tiger King has been a phenomenon, an enormous phenomenon. When you watched it, what did you think? How did you feel? Did you like it? Was it uncomfortable?
It was just shocking, right? I mean, it's that sensational, salacious ride of something that is absolutely not a documentary and has just been made in such an outrageous way. I was a bit shocked at the portrayal of some of the crazy things they said and just some of the outrageous stuff. But I really like how it summed up that we all know now that Carol killed her husband. That helped out a lot.
Wow. Well, Doc, here's the thing. We feel like, yes, that was part of the story, but we feel like we enjoyed Tiger King so much because there on the periphery were you, which really didn't have anything to do with their stories, but you were so damn interesting that they had to follow your story somewhere because you were. That's what
happened. You
stole the show.
The directors came and made another story with me about wildlife conservation education. We worked on it for 2.5 years, and it flopped. They couldn't sell it, I guess. They couldn't get the pieces together. I don't know the real whole story. And then they bulk sold all of their data about Joe and Carol and threw me in the pot. So the guys who edited it, who are the same guys that made Fire Festival, some highly talented editors, even though not necessarily truthful, they jammed it all together because I had the flair. I run the Ritz-Carlton of big cat facilities, and for wildlife, there's no place on earth like our place. Carol's place is a, infested dump. Literally used to be a dump on that property. It's just a hole. Joe, overwhelmed with 270, 80 cats, had him lined up like he's running a giant dog pound because he ran out of time and money and experience to create the stuff. So, they just wove me through the show in many ways. And if you look at the show, a lot of people don't realize that tons of the cutaways of guys playing on water slides and racing in cars and driving Cadillacs down the road with lions in them, that's all television programs and movies that I made in the past.
Oh, so you don't like your portrayal, Doc. So we're watching this and you don't like the way you were portrayed in it.
I don't like a couple of the things. I don't like the crazy girl who was a babysitter for my daughter for a while, who portrayed herself as Tiger Staff, who lived with me for a few months at a time, a few times over some years, as though she was somehow knowledgeable of the facility. And she said a lot of outrageous stuff that is absolutely not true. I don't like they said I was raided, because I've never been raided. It's all just a storyline they thought was good. And then the really worst thing is pretending that tiger cubs have a timeout date on them, and that somehow something happens to a tiger cub. It gets to be a certain age, and it no longer has value to the facility. Nothing could be further from the truth. Every tiger is born, lives with us for its entire life. You see my son, the superstar Cody Antle, on social media. I think 15 million people follow him. Those are all of the cubs as their giant characters, 500 pounds, wrestling and running through the jungle and swimming with him. That is all an incredible slice of content of dozens of cubs that have all grown up to be great big guys, and that stuff, that content's been going on for many, many decades. There's the hundreds of animals we've met over the years right there with us, but everyone fell into this trap. At the end, they wrote that ridiculous statement that, where we have a gas chamber. What the hell? Who has a damn gas chamber? That we're getting rid of these cubs and cremating them, all this kind of stuff just to create drama that's driven by the insane animal rights movement guys like PETA and HSUS that create this drama to get their own agenda out.
Doc, was the portrayal of Joe Exotic, was that accurate to you?
No, he's way crazier than that. Joe is so much more over the top in so many ways. You couldn't even begin to give the full Monty of Joe in his history. Joe, for the last few years, tamed way down, freaked out, had those snitches, frickin' James Garrison and Jeff Lowe, step into his life and trash him and take away his wealth, take away his opportunities to do stuff, and set him up for that ridiculous murder-for-hire travesty that they personally say, oh, yeah, we did this stuff. They both took deals. They both have been under federal indictment. They've both done time. They have created a whole way, and Joe fell off the cliff. So for the last few years, Joe backed off and tried to recover from what was happening, and the super party animal that is Joe, which is really what he was going for, openly talking about it all the time. That guy stepped back. But wow, Joe in his heyday, which wasn't long ago, was so much wilder. You couldn't even put it on a regular. You couldn't get it on Netflix. He was so crazy.
That seems crazy. Before we let you go, Doc, and the guys here said I would ruin this interview because in celebrating you, I did sort of neglect to say that whole woman babysitter thing. The whole cult allegation is something that you haven't addressed.
I forgot to flip that off.
You forgot the cult. Yes, you forgot the cult, and the cult team. The idea that you were running a cult, that seems like something that would also bother you a great deal. I know all those other portrayals as well, but the fact that they're accusing you of running a cult.
Yeah, I mean, I was married 25 years ago. My wife died in a car crash. I'm this handsome, upstanding young man, and I am chasing girls, no doubt about it. But I'm just a guy dating. I'm not married to anybody. I don't have a harem. I live alone in my own home, and I have girlfriends, and I've had girlfriends. But they're all in their 40s and 50s these days because I'm the OFG. I'm old, fat, and gray. I got to be 60 and put on a couple pounds. I am not chasing girls across the globe, and not that I have not had my fair share of girlfriends in my life, but it's just like everybody else. How many girls has Drake met? I mean, it's just kind of part of the game. Okay. But it's not at all that I don't totally appreciate and love and respect women who run a lot of our facility. And almost all the young, beautiful girls that they show images of in Tiger King, that's my grandchildren. That's my son's fiance. That's my grandson's girlfriends. That is all the ladies who have been around, who are married, taken, and are 30, 40 years younger than me, who are the operators of the facility with my kids and my grandkids and my nieces and nephews. And a number of those are my nieces and my beautiful, big, blonde, tall daughters. Both of them are portrayed in there like girls that are just have happened by the facility. Yeah, they were born there.
Doc, we'll talk to you tomorrow. I want to talk to you again tomorrow. Can we talk to you again tomorrow?
Please.
Ring me up. We can do it again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doc it.
Yes. Yeah.
Save the tiger, save the world.
More craziness is really out there in the world than even Tiger King had. But, we're really looking to do wildlife conservation above everything else.
All right. We'll get to that tomorrow with you. Doc, thank you for being on with us.
Yes.
Cool. Have a great day, guys.